Beers and Birds.
Run.
Welcome to Beers and Birds. We drink beer and we talk about the Eagles. I'm Rob Wheeling, the Super Bowl champion Eagles, I might add. I'm Rob Wheeling. I'm here with Brad Blackjack Weaver.
Hello, soldiers.
And Mike had a very positive experience once at the vet.
Love the vet.
Love the vet.
Oh, love the troughs.
All right, so in this week's pod, we're going to talk about what's going on. We all remember the trough. Mm-hmm. It wasn't sanitary.
Urinal at its finest.
Cheapest way possible to get rid of that amount of liquid. Yes. So anyway, speaking of such, we're going to talk about the news and what's going on in the Eagles. It's the off-season, so there's not much going on, but a few things have happened. One of those, we have drafted Richard Rodgers as our new tight end from the Green Bay Packers. Brad, what are you thinking about that move?
I guess it's a good compliment to if you want receiving backs with Ertz. Brent Selleck certainly wasn't the receiver that Rodgers is these days, but he could block a little bit better. So you're getting a trade-off, and they didn't have much money. So it's not a bad pickup. He has pretty good hands.
Well, you got him for the veteran minimum, right?
If you want a vet minimum guy that isn't completely terrible.
For a vet minimum, I think he's got good hands.
Well, you were going to pay Selleck $5 million a year, and this guy's maybe vet minimum is somewhere around
$300K or something. Yeah,
for vet minimum, I think it's like $750 for a vet that's been like 5 years or longer, something like that.
Okay. Most importantly, he doesn't count against the compensatory
he does not.
picks.
Yeah. Right.
That's what I really like.
All right, so was he drafted by Green Bay, right? I think he was supposed to replace, what was it, Jenkins or something?
Jermichael Finley.
Finley.
Oh, back in the day.
He was a beast.
He was until he got hurt. Jermichael Finley was like the next coming, a really good tight end.
Green Bay loves their athletic tight ends that do nothing.
And this guy was supposed to be his replacement, but so I guess he sort of didn't quite get your Michael Finley level, but this is what he left with. For his 4 years there, he left with 120 receptions for 1,166 yards for 9.7 average, which is pretty not bad. 13 touchdowns, and 8 of those scores came in 2015.
So you're hoping you get
he
more
had
of the
one really
2015.
good year.
You're hoping you get the 2015. But he
the 8 touchdowns, 500
he's still
yards.
young too. I mean, he's not that old, right?
He's your second tight end, so you don't expect him to have Zach Ertz production. So.
Right. He's supposed to be the new Burton then, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully he can throw a touchdown. I haven't seen it yet. But.
Yeah, the Philly special may change a little bit since we
can't
don't have our
vouch
tight end quarterback. But.
If he played quarterback in high school or not.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's for the money they had, it's a serviceable backup tight end, and you still have to figure whether Billy Brown's going to be the third tight end or
he'll probably get beat up by Billy Brown and not even make the roster.
Yeah, that could be too, and they could bring Selleck back.
I
also.
actually think that's legit. Yeah,
just because he's not blocking or his hands. I mean, he apparently has really good hands. He held in 66% of his targets.
He's a patch catcher, but Billy Brown's a pass catcher, and he's more athletic, and he's younger.
So if you take the stats, his 4-year stint with the Packers, he only averaged 300 yards a year. So that's 1166 over 4 years. So, when you have Aaron Rodgers throwing to other Rodgers, and you can only average 300 yards per year.
That's the prime result you're looking for, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's still a good buy.
Backup tight end.
They got him cheap, though, yeah.
Way to go, Howie.
Yeah, I don't know to applaud this one, but you needed a second tight end, and this is a guy with...
They got one for not much money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least, I think for what they're paying for him, they got something at least. It's not like,
Yeah, it's good hands.
That's right.
And they're certainly play action. They like to run, but they like to throw their tight ends as well. So I think he could be a good addition.
I think he might be a good addition with those hands.
A solid addition.
Yeah.
I mean, don't expect the world out of him. Don't expect ultra production.
But I think he'll throw he'll catch what's thrown to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's got that going for him.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad.
All things considered, yeah,
it's not a bad signing, but I don't want anyone to expect the world out of this guy. But it's okay.
I expect the world, Brad. The whole wide world out of Richard Rodgers.
He's doing just fine, even though I could keep going, but I won't.
Well,
so Richard Rodgers.
Got to fill out the depth chart, and they needed a second.
Do you think they'll bring Selleck back? I've heard rumors that they're going to bring Selleck back.
I hope they do.
I do. I hope that's our three. I hope Selleck is the inline blocking tight end and the two receivers there, and you can have Billy Brown maybe practice squad one more year.
Unless he beats him out in training camp. Or like
He could.
out,
He
yeah.
could. They liked what he did in training camp last year. So,
Get
But
ready
he
for
make it-
camp battles.
But he's still in the practice squad? Like, what didn't he have? Billy Brown.
well,
he's just mad young.
He wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't as good as Burton last year. So Burton.
Well, Burton's pretty good.
Yeah,
Burton's
so-
a good second tight end, man. Well, obviously, because he signed for number one money, didn't he?
4 years, $32 million. That's a pretty good contract
Yeah.
with the Bears. So yeah, I mean, he could just temper your expectations, but yeah, he's a solid depth choice.
Right.
Dynamic.
I think he's a positive gain, if nothing else.
Right.
Well, here's another gentleman that they have added since we last spoke. Is this Paul Worley guy? So he apparently is what is this dude? A linebacker?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a linebacker. He was with the Falcons last year. He's an undrafted rookie free agent, I guess, in 2013. So they got him for a song, and I guess he's supposed to replace what's our boy? Our boy Najee Good, who was gone.
Yeah, here's a fun fact. The one Bleeding Green Nation,
Yeah.
like the Eagles, there's a site, Super Bowl Nation, for all the websites. The Super Bowl Nation Lions site
Okay.
ran a poll. 89% of the fans was like, no, we don't want Paul Warlow back.
Wow.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So I'm not sure why they were that adamant against.
I-
He must have had a few bad plays at some point in time.
Yeah, because I don't know a thing about him. When I saw,
Me
when
neither,
I
but
saw it come
Lions
on my,
fans were like, no.
they're like, I don't care about.
Well,
Paul
his
Worley.
stats from the Lions last year: played 8 starts in 13 games played, 20 tackles, 1 pass defense, 1 fumble recovery. So not a huge amount of production for. He played on 48% of the special team snaps, so he could be a special teams player.
Okay.
Which,
who was the dreadlock guy that the Eagles signed late that was just a pure box linebacker?
Ellerby?
Yes,
Daniel
I-
Ellerby.
I've been reading that
Danilo
he's
Ellerby.
kind of going to fill that role if he makes the team.
Okay.
Well, I think he's supposed to replace Najee Good, who has left and gone to the Colts.
Oh,
Good luck with that, Colts.
The Colts legit paid money for Najee Good?
Not a lot of money, but they definitely paid money. for him.
Okay. I mean,
Okay. If he can give you,
damn.
If he can give
Sorry,
you, like,
Colts.
If he can give you like Najee Good number, like if he comes and if that's his job is replace Najee Good, do you think he can do it?
yeah, I mean,
Because you're not replacing
well,
all
I
that
mean,
much.
maybe.
The bar's set really low with what Najee really gave us. So I mean, yeah, probably can.
Can
do
you
that,
see
but-
him on the field and instantly not get mad?
No.
Maybe.
No.
Yeah.
I'm already. Dude, he's already. It's like
So-
Mad Libs. You erase Najee Good and you put Warlow in there, and I still get mad if he's in the game.
Oh, man. Why is
Why is
player X-
Warlow
Yeah.
guarding this guy? Touchdown.
Yeah. No, we've seen it happen before. So this is another depth kind of thing. Maybe he'll be competition training camp, and maybe he'll make the team. The special teams depth helps a little bit, but another one that's just a depth player, not anything to get excited about or expect anything great from. But he's a pro player and can compete at a Najee Good
Right.
level.
He's 27, so he is what he is.
Yeah.
You don't think so? He's not going to progress. You thinking this is he's
I mean-
finally in the right system, Mike? This is his time to Rudy it up.
It's not unheard of, and it is possible. It's just unlikely.
Yeah,
I would say if anyone you could get something out of someone is the guy they signed from the Broncos.
Oh, the Denver
linebacker.
guy.
Yeah. I think he's the guy that if you expect anything more than what he gave in Denver, that's the guy that can actually, pick it up and get more snaps and produce. But Warlow, obviously, his playing time has been decreasing. He's 27, so he's heading into his athletic peak, and he's not getting playing time with the Lions, who don't have great linebackers to begin with.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Another depth guy.
I mean,
That's fine.
it's possible.
You need depth.
Hey.
There are going to be injuries, and you're going to have to play some players. So why not play somebody that has some experience?
Yeah, no one was waving hands when Patrick Robinson got signed last year, and he ended up being really valuable.
Yeah, he did a great job. He had struggled a couple other places, and certainly signed a 1-year deal here and earned himself a fantastic contract with the Saints. So,
So
more
the
power
change
to
of
him.
scenery argument is not unheard of, and is possible.
No, it's not unheard of. But I mean, I think it's about pedigree. Patrick Robinson was a first-round pick that just didn't work out till last year.
Right.
This guy is. I think they said, was he an undrafted free agent? I don't remember what his draft status was, but he wasn't highly drafted by the Falcons. Then the Falcons let him go. He ended up going to the Lions. Didn't play much last year, so I think it's more of a depth special teams kind of guy.
Man, you're right. Probably not Mark Simoneau. If we wanted to say that.
Well, that could be good or bad. Yeah, that can actually, yeah.
You're right. That actually could be framed either
And
way.
does that mean he doesn't have a horrible cocaine problem? Because I'm all for that.
It might help him if he wants to pull a Lawrence Taylor type thing and just go straight up into it.
Yeah.
No disparaging Paul Warlow because we don't know if you have a cocaine problem.
No, he doesn't. Paul Warlow's not good
I
enough.
doubt it. I doubt it.
If Paul Warlow had a cocaine problem, he would have been cut a long time ago.
You're right. He wouldn't have got a third contract if that
Paul
was the
Warlow
case.
is a gym rat, is what Paul Warlow is. He's a real grinder.
He's a spark plug.
He's a scrappy player, that Paul Warlow.
I believe it. He's got intangibles.
He has intangibles, can really read the play. That's our boy Paul Warlow. So no cocaine for that gentleman.
He's got a strong goatee game.
He does.
Corey Nelson's the guy I was thinking of, Denver. If you expect anything like beyond
That's him.
Marginal returns, probably Corey Nelson. And they could still trade Kendricks. They're still looking for mid-round draft picks. They obviously have no second or third round draft picks. So if Kendricks can return something like a late third or something like that, you're probably going to trade him. My dad, who's a Steelers fan, also said that there's talk on the Steelers board that there's going to be a possible Kendricks for Le'Veon Bell trade.
Hey, Brad. Come on. Hey, Brad, that's what I heard on the board there. Le'Veon Bell is going to get traded for Michael Kendricks.
It's a money thing. It's a money.
If that's the best they can get, and they want to get like a Geis in the first round,
For Le'Veon Bell, they're going to get Michael Kendricks?
But they just want a player because some team's going to have to pay a running back $15 million a year. That's a lot to pay a running back. So with a salary cap,
would you take Le'Veon Bell for $15 million a year?
We can't. We don't have the money.
Yeah, we don't have the money, right? So how would that trade happen?
We would have to make other cuts.
Or he. There's a.
That sounds like Brandon Graham's gone. If we do that,
but there's been talk on Bleeding Green Nation that we're kind of working towards a contract extension with him. So
then I have no other way money would come around to do that.
If we did get Le'Veon Bell, would we still keep Humphrey?
Well, how could you afford to keep?
You cannot cut someone with that quick a feet.
They both demand touches. I mean, how
understand?
can you give? Are there enough touches? I mean,
You're talking about a college record setter.
The Mountain Division.
Ajayi, Clement, Le'Veon Bell, Pumphrey.
Pumphrey needs to get snaps.
Where are the carries going? Smallwood? Oh, my God. A plethora of running backs and just not enough touches.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. You probably have to run the wing T.
Yeah.
Just too much goodness.
So I don't know. The Kendricks trade, there may have been other things involved, like draft picks or other players or, whatever. But it may have
that's also just a
if
rumor.
anything's like the past couple years, the Eagles probably really want to trade Kendricks at the draft if they can.
Which I don't think that was that great of idea because Hicks is injury prone and Michael did a pretty good job last year stepping in.
Yeah, he did.
He was solid. He was not like a weakness like when a Najee Good or somebody else came in. He was solid. Solid.
He's like a super depth.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of a
why do they keep
starter.
trying to... What is it about Michael Kendricks that they're trying to get rid... Like, what is it about them? Like, well, I think we should trade this
before
guy.
last year, he was complaining about the number of snaps he was getting because 2 years ago, he didn't play much at all because Hicks was healthy, and they were playing Hicks and Bradham quite a bit. And they went to the two linebacker set, the nickel package quite a bit, with the NFL.
Pretty much all the time,
Right. Yeah, I think it was like about 60% of the time they were in a two linebacker kind of formation. So,
right.
But it works every time.
60%
Every
of the
time.
it works every time. But Michael Kendricks last year got a lot of playing time because of the injury to Hicks.
Right.
So
and played well.
But he's probably...
He wasn't a playmaker.
On the back,
competent, though. Like, you weren't...
Yes.
He held up what he was supposed to hold up. Like, he didn't make any
you weren't
crazy
looking
plays.
like a bleeding, like a dam that just broke. Like
Right.
When Najee Good gets
There
in
were
there,
no
you're like,
mistakes.
You can't...
Yeah.
You don't need to, adjust your defense because this guy's such a weakness.
Right.
Like, he was there. He could do what he needed to do. He could
Right.
occasionally pass rush. He was good. He was good.
It's just that he's got a decent contract.
He does. And Hicks is coming back, so he thinks he's not going to get playing time. So perhaps behind the scenes he's complaining about his potential playing time again. And that's one of the few trade chips they have that can get him a draft pick back, not having a second or a third, which is valuable in picking up
absolutely.
players that add value to your team. So I don't know. Maybe they'll try to trade him again. I heard they're going to potentially try to trade him, explore trade for him, and also Darby with the depth that they got when they traded Torrey Smith to Carolina.
Right.
They picked up another linebacker or a cornerback. What's his name? Worley. Yeah, and
Daryl Worley.
Yeah,
That's right.
So now,
Along with Douglas and Sidney Jones and
he should be-
Jalen
he should be able
Mills.
to play now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you have a glut. The only thing about Darby is he's their only speed corner. All the rest of them are like 4'6" kind of guys that are just big, plotting people. And you don't really, even if you keep Darby, you don't really have a slot corner right now. So that's a potential concern with Robinson going.
Yeah, like you're almost to the point where either you hope Sidney Jones can play the slot or you get someone in the draft. Like those are the options.
Yeah, I just think they put too much draft capital in Sidney Jones to have him be a slot.
Right. And what, you're going to ask Malcolm Jenkins to play the slot for like the fourth year in a row and be like, I know you're a safety. We want you to play safety every year. And then just with all our bad mismanagement, we have to ask you to do other things every year.
He's pretty good at it. So
He is. He's awesome. But we still want him to not do that.
rather him just be a safety rather than a slot cornerback. But
Potentially, yeah.
But if they do trade Darby, they certainly have nobody that really. There was talk about Jalen
Malcolm holds.
Jalen
He's like
Mills.
a glue man.
Jalen Mills has played slot before, which is fine against Larry Fitzgeralds of the world. But when you get the Cole Beasleys and the quick slot guys, he's going to have real
Beasley.
trouble.
Yeah.
He'll have real trouble with that. So
Malcolm's like the Draymond Green. Like he glues everything else together with his versatility.
yeah, and they pay him pretty well. So I mean, I think he doesn't have a problem doing what the team needs him to do. But you'd prefer to have a primary person as a slot corner and not your safety. But
I would have preferred Brandon Boykin somehow still survived and was good.
somehow he went to other teams and he wasn't as good as we thought he was.
There must have been something going on there. Yeah.
But,
Brandon Boykin, hope you're making out all right.
But they have 2 4th-round picks, so maybe they pick up a slot corner in the 4th round and throw him in there.
Yeah, they might after they draft Naheem Hines in the 4th round.
Or would that person be Ronnie Harrison by any chance?
Daniel Jeremiah loves Ronnie Harrison.
Yeah, he apparently has been visiting the Eagles.
Okay.
It's possible.
He apparently it took a photo of him in Philly's airport. So apparently he's
Oh, what a lucky guy getting to visit Philly Airport.
yeah, man, it's exciting in there.
Pre-draft visit, yeah. So I guess it depends where you're looking to take him. I mean, I don't know where Harrison's slotted to go, but they have a big gap between the 1st round and the 4th round. So, you all right?
Yep. I don't know if can anyone else hear that weird sound that just happened?
Yes,
Okay.
That
No, I don't mean you guys. I mean the audience.
they're not going to answer you back, Mike. So we're going to have to wait on that.
I guess we're probably going to have to cut this portion, so that's fine.
Probably. Anyways,
So anyway, yeah.
So Ronnie
I don't want to
Harrison-
get too much into the draft because we got 3 weeks. I want to do some hardcore draft preview on at least a position or two.
yeah, we can do a complete draft preview,
Yeah. I think that sounds great.
or we can do it
Sounds
based on the
exciting.
Eagles' positions of need.
Yes.
We can skip quarterback, obviously, and
I
stuff
think
like
so.
that. And the positions we really don't need, we can skip. Offensive line, probably skip, even though you may think you may need depth moving forward.
I'd be cool with that, but let's be real. Like, offensive line is weak.
Their offensive line's weak?
No, the draft is weak.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think the
with
draft
you
is
on that
pretty
one.
weak.
Yeah, it's not great. And
You're going to have like 5th round picks getting drafted in the 3rd because there's not a lot of guys.
and make a little bit of a reach. And
Yeah.
and they don't have a ton of draft capital. I'd be curious to see what direction they go with a 1st-round pick, because that's the only guy that really has a chance of making a big impact in the first year, possibly. So,
Can I get your thoughts on? I'm pretty adamant right now that I really want them to trade down. What are your thoughts on that? Trade down from the 1st-round pick.
depending what you get, sure.
Okay.
I'd trade down.
I would really like it.
I'd trade down from 32 to like 43 if we picked up a 3rd.
I'd be in on
'Cause
that.
I feel like there's still pretty good talent in the 40s in this draft. I feel like it's strong in certain positions,
Get you
especially
a Michael Gallup in the late second.
Sure. Or some of the running backs. It's a really strong running back draft.
Yeah.
And with Ajayi on his last year of his contract, you only have Corey Clement going into next year.
That's true.
So you certainly have to start thinking about that, and you can start thinking about Sony
get you a
Michel,
Kerryon Johnson.
Darius Geis, some of those kind of people. So there are a lot of good running backs out there. Rashad Penny, I think he'd be a good fit.
A lot of sense.
So, if you trade down, I think, target a running back and then kind of fill depth somewhere else.
I mean, Howie's already expressed he's really cool with the San Diego State running backs.
Yeah, they do. They like production. Him and what's the guy's name from the Ravens that came over, the personnel guy?
Joe Douglas.
Yeah, Joe Douglas, yeah. So they like production, and Rashad Penny certainly has production, but he also has NFL size that Pumphrey did not.
That's right.
I mean, 5'11", 220 for what do you run? 4.5,
4.55, 4.54,
4.52. I think.
Okay.
40. That size can catch balls out of the backfield.
So he
Very
had a
productive
complete
as a running back.
disdain for blocking, but that's why you have Deuce
Yeah.
To instill that,
teach
to
him how to-
instill
Yes.
the block.
to express how important this is.
Right. Yeah. You don't play in the NFL if you can't pass block.
Like, I assume he sucks at it, but also I've never seen him try.
Well, there you go. Maybe it's a skill set
I
he
mean,
needs to develop.
some would argue that that's a negative. I would argue that that's a neutral.
It's not ideal.
Well, you like some track record of being able to at least try to do it. If he doesn't have much tape on it, then you don't know what you're getting. So
Right.
it's the
Is it
uncertainty.
because he just was never been asked to, or just because he's terrible at it?
You want to take the uncertainty
he
out
was
of it if you draft. So.
Not remotely interested in doing it.
Okay. Well, neither was Pumphrey, so.
But he's got quick feet, Brad, and all those records. So there's that.
I think all the San Diego State running backs have quick feet.
The quickest in the league.
They're like the Road Runner.
Well, here's one for you. So so Jordan Matthews has now signed with the Patriots. What do you think about that?
What a steal.
Well,
I was talking about this days beforehand, and I was like, if Bill Belichick doesn't want him, he must be broken.
Nope. Bill Belichick wanted him.
And then he signed him.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good low-risk signing for them. They probably signed him to close the veterans minimum for 1 year. And, we were talking on signing him to a long-term extension, like $8 to $10 million a year, and he turned down what we offered him. So, big
that was a bad move.
Yeah,
Jordan, you'd have a Super Bowl ring, dude.
Milk was a bad choice.
I imagine he stays awake at night thinking about that. I just should have taken that money.
That's really tough. How would you
taken that
not?
money.
Yeah.
But, they got a little bit weaker. I'm sorry. Like, Cooks for Matthews trade-off is not good. I know they got a draft pick back, but I'm surprised.
Matthews will either be
They got a lot of.
he will
draft
either be
picks,
an
though.
awesome value or he will not make the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, if he's not good, he won't make the team.
So they got rid of Amendola. He went to Miami.
And if you can fit that system, because you got to know how to hit your marks dude,
Yes.
in that system.
That's going to be weird because they don't usually go with the oversized slot receiver.
Yeah.
Like, they don't go with the guy with size. They go with the dudes with, like, small, quick cutting ability.
But maybe they're looking for the slot, like somebody like Gronk to kind of match up opposite him. Got body.
If anyone's going to tune their coaching to their players, it's Belichick because half the other ones don't.
Yeah.
Man, that's so obvious. It's befuddling.
Hi, Jordan. This is Bill Belichick. Would you like to join the team? That'd be quite an honor, Mr. Belichick. Are you willing to sell your soul and give everything you have to the organization and myself? I am, Mr. Belichick. Good. We'll see you Thursday.
Excellent. Sign his
Click.
contract right here.
By the way, let's put this on iTunes that we had Bill Belichick call into this podcast.
That was. He was here. It was amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Belichick. It's weird.
Man, he left his hoodie too.
Wow. You can tell because he cut off the sleeves.
But I think Brandon Cooks going to the Rams is actually a great thing for the Rams. I think Jared Goff.
Really?
Rams,
You didn't think they gave
yeah.
too much up for him?
No, Jared Goff has a good arm. Cooks is a proven 1,000-yard receiver in this league, and he's only 25. They'll have to give him a big contract after this year. Great signing, though. Great signing. Because
Unless they want to let him walk.
yeah, well, that would be foolish. But you can't guarantee anything in the draft. And when you have a 23rd pick or a proven young 1,000-yard
I
receiver,
agree.
you have to take the proven commodity.
The age is big, and he is young.
Yeah.
Well, they gave him
I would do
they
that.
gave him their first round pick,
The
right?
23rd overall. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
pretty big. That's a lot. But you think he's worth a first round pick?
But the draft is a crapshoot. That's what I'm saying.
You're saying
At
he's
20
proven? He's a proven article,
Right. He has 3,000-yard seasons behind him, and
You know
a
he's
proven
good,
commodity.
and he's 24.
Yeah.
Like, I would wager really quick, I bet Cooper Kupp is older than Brandon Cooks.
And he's not.
I
And
think
apparently
going into
he's
the draft, he was 23 last year, so I bet he's 24
Brandon
also.
Cooks is 24 and a half right now, and Cooper Kupp is slightly older.
Damn! Look at that.
Yeah. So, like, and I bet Calvin Ridley's close to that.
What
Yeah.
about Pharaoh Cooper? How old's he?
Oh. You saying that because you know he's young? Pharaoh Cooper's young.
He is, but he's also bad.
How about Josh Reynolds?
I don't know him because he's not on my fantasy team. Like Pharaoh Cooper was.
Pharaoh Cooper's also young.
But the Rams are a better match for Cooks. Cooks is a speed guy, and Goff has a little bit better arm than Brady.
Yeah.
Brady does not have a gun anymore.
Oh, no.
And he sure as hell can't catch.
Oh.
It's that 5'6", 40
Pharaoh Cooper's still 23, by the way. He's over a year younger than both those guys.
Really? He should
Yeah.
really learn to catch that ball.
It's going to
then.
blossom. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
hoping
never
here.
mind. His, I don't know, every athletic number of his is goddamn terrible.
His 40 time was like 4.65.
He's like
something
20
like that.
percentile all across the board. It's all bad.
He's not good. Even the haircut's bad. You're not getting it done there, Pharaoh.
I mean, I like the haircut. I kind of want to do something like that.
Well, all right.
Wait, 5'11" and run a 4.7 40?
Oh,
Give me that guy.
Did he tear a calf or something? Oh, no. Best comparable, average athlete, Willie Snead.
Oh, Willie. But Willie catches the ball and makes contributions to his team.
And Willie just got let go by the Saints.
He did.
Wow.
But anyway, Brandon Cook is an athlete and young.
Wait, what is that picture with Cooper Kupp?
Ridiculous.
Oh, let's go back. Cooper Kupp, I believe he had wings.
What?
Why is this happening?
I don't know why they would do that.
We're
this
on
is playerprofiler.com.
PlayerProfiler, and the picture of Cooper Kupp, he has black wings and looks like he's in an X-Men outfit.
Yeah, interesting.
Why this is happening, why they did this to Cooper Kupp, I can only imagine.
Yeah. I don't know. Because he doesn't fit the profile of what you're looking for
People with
or what they like.
people in black winged suits.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
great.
yeah.
He's great. Look at his agility score. He's great for a slot guy, and has good hands.
Uh-huh.
So
Anyway, fuck Cooper Kupp.
and Brandon Cooks.
Because Brandon
good,
Cook's going to eat his lunch.
good landing spot for Brandon Cooks because Brandon Cooks is a speed guy who is produced, and they're going to get him the ball. He's a much better fit than Sammy Watkins was, who has all the ability in the world but just can't produce.
Yeah.
This guy can produce 1,000 yards 3 years in a row.
He will really enjoy losing in the NFC Championship game to the Eagles.
It's going to be fun.
No, I think they're the offseason team of the year, and that doesn't always work out, as we know from the Dream Team era. That
I was waiting
signing
for one of
people.
their players to just mention Dream Team. I
Yeah,
can't wait.
Yeah.
As soon as the Sue signing came down,
Yeah.
I was like, someone say Dream Team,
But
please.
the thing is, like, they have two great D tackles, but they traded their starting DNs. Like, okay, all right, we'll see. And Sue hasn't been much since he got that big contract.
No,
from the
I don't
Dolphins.
think so.
Right.
He hasn't been good since. The
He's
Lions
just a
years.
name and
Nah.
he's just a dirty player with a name now. That's all he is. He hasn't really been that impressive.
I don't know. He will stomp it.
Yeah, that's what he's got.
But offensively, they're going to be good again. So, and their division's
Yeah.
their division's getting worse. The Seahawks are getting worse. The Cardinals are not that good.
No.
And the San Francisco is getting better, but they're still not great.
Yeah, they
So
have
They're a year away.
they have a
their-
lot to go to be good again.
It's the
They
Rams.
were really down
It's
that
the Rams
barrel.
division for the taking. So if you want to talk about a team, we're going to have to match up at some point. It's going to be teams like the Packers. It's going to be teams like him. Probably the Saints are going to be there again, and the Vikings.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of good teams that we'd have to get through to get to the Super Bowl.
The
again.
NFC is legit stacked this year.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
And there was always crying how the AFC was better than the NFC, and it's flip flops.
Not anymore.
No, and the Steelers aren't even like they're one Roethlisberger injury away from having one team that's good.
Yeah.
Yes, Patriots and nothing else.
Unless-
Right now, they only have 2.
Well, Blake Bortles, if you count everything else that Jacksonville did, or that was an anomaly, but that was in spite of Blake Bortles, not because of him.
Right. I don't think anyone believes they're a AFC championship team,
No. Yeah,
even though they
close.
kind of should have beat the Patriots.
Yeah, they could have.
There's a chance.
They took the pedal off the metal in the second half and allowed him to come back.
That's what you get for having a conservative coaching
You
staff.
did not go for it on 4th and goal. Maybe you should have.
Right.
Yeah, and who knows? Yeah,
Big Balls Doug was like,
I can't imagine. I know their team is good. Their defense is really good.
Their defense is really
But,
good, yeah.
like with Blake Bortles, like you're one bad Blake game away from
Yeah,
being
he's
knocked
just
out.
he's just inconsistent, isn't he?
He is. They're,
But I mean, he can do that weird cowboy shit where he'll throw it for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, scrambling around like a maniac.
he played well against Pittsburgh.
when
Or
whack
really good-
shit happens.
Or he'll throw a bunch of picks.
He had a really good game against Pittsburgh. So
He'll throw a bunch of picks and get hit a lot.
Yeah. So, I appreciate Howie kind of accelerating everything, putting all the money into this year and going for it another time. But it's really competitive. We're going to have to have a lot of things go our way again.
Yeah.
The
you know,
Brewers
it's
are
just not
going
a
back to
Will we
back.
get Carson back,
given.
though?
I'd like to see it. Yeah, that'll
Imagine
help.
get Carson back, so hopefully
They're
that'll
going
do
back
it.
to back, I'm telling you.
You got a vicious defensive line, and,
Yeah, I don't want to face any of them teams in the playoffs, though.
That
Well-
D-line's pretty vicious. I mean, you got DNs that push over paraplegics and
Well,
wheelchairs.
he
Certainly super vicious.
He is pleaded. He's going
Michael-
to plead not guilty.
Michael
The
Bennett.
Eagles are standing behind him. That is apparently
They sure are, because they don't want to look stupid and be like, oh, yeah, of course, we're behind him. We knew about this the whole time. Just kidding, didn't do our research. Or
it's an illegitimate charge, Brad.
Are you saying the paraplegic was wrong, Rob?
I'm saying I think it's a weird situation where a cop or the only witness and there's no videotape, even though it was a Super Bowl thing, is weird. I think the fact they waited so long to charge him when the only witness they have is a cop who said, "Oh, you're gonna do all this illegal stuff? Okay, I'll just wait for like over a year and then I'll come back for you, buddy."
Got him!
That's weird.
He's very busy.
That's
He's
weird.
Very
I mean-
busy. There were a lot
And
of...
again, I'll say it again. Why are you having a geriatric paraplegic lady working again at a Super Bowl? I think it's a bad call, if not just weird or just bullshit.
It's called Equal Opportunity Employer.
Yeah,
EOE. Perhaps
man.
you've heard of it.
I don't know. There has to be some kind of skills required
come on
to
now.
do this job.
I don't think she should work on a crab boat either, Brad. Does that make me a bad person?
Saying
Because I
Michael
don't think it's a
Bennett's
job
not
for
the
her.
You're a
most
hater.
trustworthy.
True, that's the problem. Michael Brett is not the most trouble, but that just seems, I don't know, this just seems odd. I feel like we would have heard about this already. I feel like there would have been videotape of him just like, knocking over some paraplegic and ESPN would have
Yeah.
been but
It's not like
bananas
it's a
with that.
preseason game. It was a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like and someone would have been, holy shit, did you see Michael Bennett just knock this old
Like,
paraplegic
no one was
woman
tweeting
off?
this shit.
Nobody, exactly, like nobody said shit.
Right.
And then the
Like,
police.
or even this big dude just shoved over a chick. Like, none
Yeah,
of that.
and then the sheriff has this that weird press conference. He's like calling him morally bankrupt and all this stuff. Where I'm like, that
yeah.
seems a bit hard. Do you know this man? Why are you getting
I was
so
going to say,
crazy?
you probably don't know him well enough to make that judgment. That's
right. And
probably
it's also not a statement that law enforcement officials should generally make. They should say, "We saw the suspect. This is what he did. We're going to." They don't generally go in these soliloquies
They're not
about
the
their
courts.
moral content.
Yeah, well,
He's not a goddamn preacher. Like, reel that shit in, buddy.
it's fine. But his impact on the Eagles is that depending on the outcome of this, he may get suspended for a number of games and
That's true.
not be available to the
Honestly,
Eagles.
the
which
way
hurts the
it
Eagles,
just
so.
seems so shifty. I just think he's not. I think this is not going to trial. And he said if it is going to trial, he's pleading not guilty.
All right.
He's got the money to litigate it.
Not guilty. Y'all got to feel me. That's what he's saying.
That's good.
Not guilty.
I
Y'all got
don't
to
really
feel
care. I don't
me.
really know if he's guilty or not. I don't feel like you don't have enough information to assess whether it's happened or not. So
He was a Seahawk up until recently. I'm not going to be 100% invested in him yet.
he's just a 1 year guy. I mean, they'll play him for a year and probably. I mean, he's 33 years old, so they've got an old D line.
He just recognizes the birds are going to repeat, and he wants to be part of that.
I thought Vinny Curry
He just
played
heard
pretty
this
well last
podcast
year,
and
though.
said, I
man.
need to get a part of that.
I thought Vinny Curry played pretty well, though. He wasn't awful. I don't know.
Can you heap more praise on the guy? He wasn't awful.
No, he was good. He was solid. He was good against the run. Had a lot of pressures. Actually led the team in pressures. Didn't get the results. I think he only had 2.5 or 3 sacks. But
and I'm a pressure guy, so I can't even shit on that like I would like to.
yeah, so Vinny Curry for Michael Bennett, meh. 33-year-old Michael Bennett. I mean, not talking about in prime.
And to be
Michael
fair,
Bennett.
no, Vinny Curry has no charges against him about pushing paraplegic ladies over. So,
Well, now he's going to Tampa with Winston and Mike Evans.
oh, he's totally going to get into some
Yeah.
nonsense down there. I think you have to push over a paraplegic
and
lady. on that
do you
team.
remember Josh Huff?
Oh, yeah, Josh Huff did go down there for
A
a little
whole lot of Buccaneers committing crimes.
Warren Sapp, proud Buccaneer.
bit. Oh, yeah.
Remember, hey, what's that? How not on that show anymore?
Keyshawn? I can't. I don't know if he did something, but
Just feel like he did. Just feel like he
might
did.
have.
Keyshawn just seemed shady.
Michael Pittman. We'll go way back.
Oh, yeah. The Buccaneers at heart.
John Gruden.
Yeah, just being awful and winning Super Bowls and shit.
Well, they only got
Definitely.
one, right? They're in our club of one.
Oh, they're in our club of one.
Okay.
We won't be there for long. But
Bam,
Wait,
bam.
are you? Oh, I'm going to say on April 8th, are you predicting a repeat? I feel like it was
Yes.
pretty strong. Wow.
I'm predicting
Wow.
a repeat.
This guy.
What?
Remember doing predictions at the beginning of last
They're
year?
going to lose every game.
Lost.
The wins they have, they will squeak out by 3 points because the other team fell on their face.
Lock it in. This team is that good.
4-8 2018.
They'll have some
Mike
bad
Wallace
playoff
says
battles.
repeat Super Bowl champions. I'm not willing to go there quite yet. I'd like to see how Carson's knee turns out and a couple other things.
I'm trusting Doug because no other fucking coach is willing to actually play the odds and go for it on 4th down.
But maybe
None
maybe
yet.
a lot of the coaches will start changing based on his formula.
I don't know. The NFL has shown me that coaches don't change.
No, it's a copycat league, though.
We'll
When
see.
something works.
Fourth
We'll
and
see.
you're going to see a lot
We'll
of fourth
see.
and ones, is what Brad's saying. There's going to be a
I
lot of
doubt
fourth
it.
and ones.
I doubt it. That's what I'm
Hopefully
saying.
those are in there.
I'm locking it in
wish
for
it was
an
happening.
Eagles Super Bowl appearance.
Okay, so we got
All right.
that. No, you said Super Bowl win. Don't say
Super Bowl
pick.
win.
Don't retract.
Super
Yeah,
Bowl win.
win.
Yeah.
Repeat.
That's right.
Yeah,
They're
not an
gonna
appearance.
repeat.
All right.
Against who? Pats rematch.
I'm
Steelers?
saying the Steelers make their final run.
Ooh, a Turnpike Super Bowl.
I'm
Turnpike
thinking of Pennsylvania Super Bowl.
No one in the United States is happy about that except for people in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
people in Pennsylvania would love that.
Uh-huh.
The Turnpike Super Bowl.
We're going to beat Yins. We're going to beat Yins.
Gonna wear tennis shoes, get some gum bands, some pop.
Get some pop,
We'll
and we're
show
going to
you.
beat Yins.
We'll show you.
It's
We
a
got
Wawa
6. We
versus
got
Sheets
6.
Super Bowl.
You got 1 on one hand. We got 5 on one hand, 1 on the other.
Yeah.
Sixburg.
And we're both going to drink water.
Like that Subway series with the Yankees
yeah.
and the Mets, and no one else cared about it. No one cared about it.
But fortunately enough, in a city of 12 million people, that you
That's
have
enough.
You still got a fifth of the nation.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm calling it. Put
Well,
it in. Lock
the
it in.
last little bit of news and notes I'd like to bring to your attention is Jerry Jones says he does not see a big gap between the Eagles and Cowboys. The Cowboys are just as good as the Eagles. Maybe the Eagles are a little bit better.
Shocking news. Jerry Jones lost his eye prescription and doesn't know what his glasses is.
You guys don't even have all the sexual predators we have on our team. I mean, think of all the legal fees we have to pay.
Well,
We're just
they
as
were
sketchy.
the
Jerry Jones don't know shit about shit.
they were the division winners the year before, so they're I mean, they're not that far off. They had suspensions. They had a lot of weird stuff going on, so I expect them to compete. They're not going to have as hard a schedule this year as we should, technically, based on where we finished.
Right.
I mean, that's true.
I think they'll be competitive. Like Zeke allows Prescott to be a decent
Right.
quarterback. Prescott without Zeke is not that good. Prescott with Zeke is pretty good. The play action, it kind of accents his strengths. He's a lot better with Zeke in, and I expect Zeke to be there all year. So they're going to be there. They're going to compete with us. I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think we're going to sweep the
no,
Cowboys.
they're not going to be.
It's going to be.
They're not going to be Giants level bad
No,
or
Right.
Redskins.
Giants
Think
are-
about
Giants
how
are
bad the
Redskins.
Giants and Redskins
Are
are going to be.
trash.
Like, that's not even close.
Right.
Whoa.
But I would
Alex Smith, buddy. He's gonna
Yeah.
change. He's gonna turn all on its head.
The Redskins are really paying money to Alex Smith this year.
What's up, Alex Smith?
Well, they're paying him 20 instead of Cousins 30, so.
They got that going for him.
I feel like that was a mistake.
Well, you kidding, man? He's a laser when it's like 20 to 15 yards out.
It sounds like everything I hear about Sam Bradford that never becomes true.
Whoa. Alex Smith has good knees, buddy.
So you have to say in the division
He can
that
actually run a little bit. Yes.
Dallas is going to compete with the Eagles for the division. I think
They will.
They're going to be there, and
But
I think we're
I don't
better.
know.
But
They'll
be there.
I mean,
I feel like Dallas is a solid number 2.
I think Dallas is starting to slide a bit, though. I mean, Dez is gone. What receivers they have? Dez has slipped. Dez is not good
no,
anymore.
they've got a bunch of
They got
slot.
bees. I mean, they got
Alan Hearns.
They got the Ewok. That's all they really got. All they have is an Ewok and an O line that's getting
Yep.
old,
Or what's that guy's name? Ryan Switzer.
Ryan Switzer.
and an old ass line. I mean, that line's
And
getting
Jason
older.
Witten, who's 45 years old.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
But a good offensive line and a good running back.
Getting old though, that offensive line, isn't it?
Yeah, mid to late 20s. They're still pretty young.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith's still pretty
Well,
young.
Smith's young. Frederick is young. Do they still have Doug Free?
Yeah.
I think they signed Free, but he's not young.
No. But they're still.
So basically, it's the line and the Ewok.
And they got that goofy dude that went undrafted
and
for a whole lot of reasons.
Who's their stupid
Lyle
tight end?
Collins.
Lyle Collins.
And who's your
Yes.
dumbass old white tight end? Who is that?
Jason Witten.
Jason Witten.
Been around forever.
He's
His knees are shot, but he's
got good hands. Hey, Power Failure, we're back. I hope you enjoyed the talk of Jason Witten's hands, because that's basically the last part we saw.
I thought we were going to try to integrate it, but we're not. We're just going to be like, hey, we're done.
It's too late in the evening for that.
Good night, folks.
Good night. Take care. Good night. We love you. Go Birds.
Go Birds!
Beers and Birds is a Lounge Legends production. Free beer tomorrow and a $5 charge for whining. Y'all want to talk about some kits?
Highest rated episode ever.
Whatever happened in that bathroom? What was she doing again? Whoa. Carson Wentz do what?
Let's do a morning radio thing with this. I like it.